Well, hello and welcome back to Aber, Halt, Junction. I know these baseboard construction videos typically go down the route of long montages of quickly moving people and putting baseboards together and drilling and screwing and stuff. This one's going to be a bit different to that. I'm actually going to take the end of the construction, show you how it is now. Most importantly, I'll show you my top tips, my 5 top tips to hopefully make your baseboard construction less painful than mine. And then, for the last few minutes of the video, it'll go into a crazy montage of me running around drilling and screwing. I'll show you where I'm at now, give you a quick update on all the bits and bobs as well, and things I've been doing, and an idea of how it's going to come together. I'll be doing a proper layout introduction shortly. Thanks to the guys on Facebook who gave me some input on this as well. Yeah, a central operator well, even though I did lose whatever it was, about a metre squared of running area, it does mean that I've got a lot more access now to the board, particularly for doing scenery, catching derailments, etc, etc. So yeah, do a reachability analysis, really straightforward to do, what will save you an awful lot of hassle. Okay, so these are my top 5 tips, as I've already alluded to. Number 1, and the key one, which actually ties in with number 5 as well, is do a reachability analysis. Because I didn't do this, it meant I had to go back under the boards, cut out joists, and insert other joists where I needed them as well. So it's a real challenge. Do a reachability analysis. It's really quick and simple to do. And it's not only getting to derailments, but it's also to put in scenery, etc. I hadn't really appreciated this before I started the hobby. So yeah, do a reachability analysis. It's fundamental. If you're in a shed, work from the outside in, as in work from the walls into the center. You can't get drills and screwdrivers into nooks and crannies once you've built joists and things in the way. So from the outside into the middle. Count the sink, screw heads. I wasn't doing this initially and had to go back around and do about 20 screw heads.
That's good for
So
anybody.
count the sink them down so the rails and what have you do not snag on them. For the jigsaw, I originally tried to put a piece of wood down and secure it, clamp it to the boards, and follow that as a guide.
Ready for the first jigsaw.
As it turns out, unless you've got a really good guide,
and
potentially even a metal guide to actually follow, I would probably recommend, if you're strong enough, to do the jigsaw work freehand. That's what I did in the end, to do the operator well in the middle. And it was not too painful, actually, even though I've never used a jigsaw before. Or, well, I have, maybe when I was 18. Yeah, and then number 5, do all of the legwork before you put the baseboards down. And before you put your baseboards down, mark where all the joists are. That way, when you need to drill and screw and secure them, you won't be having to go underneath the measure and all those other things. So yeah, there's my top 5 tips. Hopefully, if you follow these, you can have a much less painful experience than I did. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, it probably took 30% longer than it should have. And I banged my head quite a few times.
Okay, that's the last of the boards have gone in. I've used another half a board in addition to the 2 that have already gone down to fill in the little gaps on that back end there. Little top tip, I would certainly recommend marking out, you can see those 2 lines there, that's where the joists run underneath. That way you know where you can screw. Also countersink your screws, so your track obviously doesn't get fouled up on it. I've also cut out a little corner there so I can get my hand underneath the mountain, this side of the layout from the laptop onwards. That'll be a mountain there, going essentially from where that cutout is up the wall. There's my turntable, which is in pieces. That'll be fun to sort out at some point. The whole mechanism's knackered. yeah, so that's all the boards down. I used 2.5 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter boards. There's the other half that didn't get used. So not bad. I've still got some bits and bobs I need to do on the mountain, so that board will come in handy. Okay, so the baseboards are in. This area from the edge of the operator well pretty much outwards is going to be a mountain area. This area here is going to be an industrial area. Excuse me. This area here is going to be an industrial area. This was going to be my engine shed. It's hoping I can get my turntable to work. At the moment it's in pieces and it's a bit of a nightmare to put together. There'll be 3 tracks then coming around here. One going up the hill and coming along this section here, like this elevated portion that you can see there. There's going to be 2 lines, 2 main lines coming through the middle with a station through the middle of them. Then the elevated section continues its way upwards, 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 up onto the mountain. In the foreground, there'll be, on the mountain, there'll be a coal mining section, hopefully with some actual real coal, which I think would be pretty cool. And then at the top then, there'll be a heritage line, which will have a platform. And in the industrial section, just off down there, there'll be a platform there as well. So the heritage line, there'll be a shuttle service, maybe using this Class 121 from Dapple, which has got a Hornby Sapphire chip in it, which is capable of shuttle programming, so I'm going to give that a try. Yeah, so the heritage line shuttle service will run back and forth then. So yeah, so the baseboard is down. I've got some Celotex ready for the mountainside, and it's just a case of finding time to start doing it in earnest. But yeah, very exciting. It's nice to finally get this board down and get started. It's been quite testing compared to the easy way of, going to B&Q and buying pre-cut sections. I've had a few challenges, including this one here, which I'll put up in a blooper video at some point. Yes, that's where my jigsaw ran astray and nearly broke my camera as well, which was a good fun day. I'm going to keep it there though for posterity. Yeah, anyway, so it's coming along. Baseboard finally down.